Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm getting ready to put the chain case back together on my 21 SRX Sidewinder. One thing I didn't go over last time, I mentioned I have the DMC Top Gear in it. I have the brass shift fork pads also for the reverse. I'll show you. These are great. The other ones are plastic, the stock. They break. They didn't break on me. I replaced them before. They broke. So let me get you guys set up and we'll get this thing together and we'll go from there. Alright, I want to go over how I adjust my chain. I go one turn out. Manual calls for 1.5. I personally go one. Like it, hate it. It is what it is. I'm sure I'll get hate for doing that way. Some people might like it. That's the way I do it. I go finger tight on the adjuster. Make a mark. And back it out one turn. And I'll get this all tightened up with a wrench. Another thing I wanted to go over, I know a lot of guys always make the comment, how do you get to the chain tensioner with the stock muffler? You can't, you gotta take the muffler off. I mentioned it earlier, I have a 3-inch Sandell heartbreaker. With that exhaust pipe, what it allows for me to do is I can get to my chain tensioner without having to pull the exhaust off, which is great. I really don't check it during the season. Every year I change the chain case fluid, I check it then. Let me go ahead and get this tightened up. We'll get the reverse mechanism in there and get the cover on. I did want to mention, don't forget your washer. Another thing I want to go over is the oil tank, you would call it. This, I thought that this was a gasket. It's not. It's actually a gasket maker. Barn of Parts, Bob, has a custom-made gasket for this. I ordered and I'm waiting on it to get here. I'm going to go ahead and use that for my oil tank. I have the manual right here. I'll show you what they call for. If you want to use the silicone way, well, not silicone, but the Yamalube or Loctite, it's right here. It's going to be Yamalube, Yamabond, I'm sorry, V6 or Loctite 598 is either one you can require, or either one you can use on that surface to seal the oil tank. I want to mention on this cover, make sure you pull the reverse actuator assembly out so you can get the cover on. I believe you have to have it out. Hey look guys, I went out and bought a new T30 today, like I said I would. Alright, looks like 12 fluid ounces. I'm going to go ahead and get this in there. we'll go ahead and we'll get this reverse actuator in here.
Other thing I'd like to mention, these screws you just see me screwing here that hold the reverse actuator on, I've heard of people over tightening them and actually busting the plastic housing on the reverse actuator.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of halfway clean cardboard underneath this for the night. Make sure there's no chain case oil leaking out. Like I said, the bottom of the belly pan, the foot runners here was all full of oil. So I don't know exactly what I'm chasing. Assume it's an oil leak. I did find oil coming out of this valve cover seal. You're not going to be able to see it. We'll get to that. I got a seal on the way. But this is as far as I can go tonight. I'm waiting on the barn of parts gasket for the oil tank. I do apologize, in the last video I was calling it an oil pan. I guess it'd be called an oil tank because it's side mounted. One last thing I'm going to go ahead and do tonight is I'm going to go ahead and replace my carbides. They're shot on the front skis, road riding of course. Shitty trails, cut the main roads, get back, back roads. So I'll go ahead and set you down. It'll be kind of a boring part of the video. I'm sure everybody knows how to do it, but I'll show you anyway. I am running Woodies right there. 8-inch, 60-degree carbides. I do have my skis widened out too. There's a little bushing here you flip over. Got mine widened out. Well, I'd say I got my money's worth out of these carbides. Holy smokes. I cut that close to ruining the skis. We took a trip, last minute trip up to the Keweenaw last year, and the first day we got there, it was the last weekend they groomed for the season. The first day it was warm, and we rode on a lot of bad stuff that I normally don't ride on, but hey, when you get the chance to go up to Copper Harbor, you got to take it. We'll get these replaced. This is definitely a big issue, and why it probably was not steering that great. I never run my stuff like this. This is embarrassing. Well, you can tell which side took more of the road riding. I did want to put a set of shapers on this sled. I do have a set. They're sitting down at girlfriend's dad's place. He's going to give them to me. I may put them on, I may not put them on. I've heard good, I've heard bad, I've heard terrible. So for right now, I'm just going to throw the Woodies on. Alright guys, there you have it. We're going to be throwing a lot of content on here when I get back to it, waiting on some parts. We're going to get the oil sump on there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the skid out of this. Got some stuff I need to do that. I got some goodies. Of course, I always got goodies when it comes to the sled. I'm going to go ahead, more than likely I'm going to be doing a valve cover gasket. I already went ahead and checked, make sure the crankcase breather's not plugged or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure the gasket itself is just leaking. Once we get all that done, we'll go ahead and finish changing the oil. And I got a few things to do to the clutches. And that's it. Clean it up and send her on down over Christmas break. I'm going to be gone for 4 days. So, okay guys, until next time. See ya.